Hey, 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 can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. We got some things to talk about today, okay? Y'all see the thumbnail? And look, y'all, it's a lot that's been going on. But what we're going to talk about and show today is the latest update when it comes to Anton Daniels. And we're going to do a little behavior analysis, okay, about what has been shown and what has been revealed. Okay, y'all. So one of the former panelists, or one of his former panelists, is speaking out about her experience on Anton Daniels' panel. And I want to talk about what she noticed, but because I feel like there's some real lessons, especially for women. And my page is focused on women. It is not focused on men, on what they think, how they feel, or any of that. It's focused on us, self-preservation for women. Okay. If you're new and you like this type of content with breakdowns as in reference to behaviors, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay. We're going to get into the first video. Let me cue this video up for you all. Give me a second, because it takes a little minute to cue things up. Okay. Now.
Her. However.
Okay. So give me a second because I want to start here. Let me take this down. Hey, y'all. I see y'all coming in here. I can't see you yet because I'm trying to change screens. Okay. There we go. Let me see who in here. Hey, Angie. Hey, girl. What's the tea? Hey, too. I see y'all in here. Thank y'all for being here. Okay. And I see the people in the bushes. Hey, y'all in the bushes, even though y'all haven't come out and say hello tonight. But what I want to do is, this is Lakeisha Keisha. She does a lot of commentary on the subject. And so I want to just talk about what it is that she has shared with us. A lot of the content creators are pulling information about Anton and his behavior towards the panelists, specifically women on his panel. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I think that women can learn a valuable lesson when they choose to go in a space that is not safe for them. Okay. And in my opinion, I don't think you should go anywhere that's not safe for you. When a person has shown you who they are, you're supposed to what? Believe them. Okay, even for the love of money. Okay, I said the love of money. You still should not go there. That's just my opinion. So let's get into this video. Again, this is Jazz Noel. Jazz is the young lady to the left who has this kind of, I don't know, brownish kind of mauve color shirt on with her hand on her chin. That this is Jazz video. And she's reviewing a video from Lakeisha Keisha. Jazz is actually the person that used to be on Anton's channel, and him and Jazz would get into it a lot. When I say get into it, really get into it, okay? She was one of the very few people that would tell him the truth. And I find it, well, you'll see what Jazz reveals to us about him. I was like, yeah, exactly what we thought about him is exactly what it is. But let's go ahead and play this video.
When I look at you, you get a lot of DMs on Instagram.
I get quite a few, but I don't pay attention to them because
what you hear is Tasha talking to Mika. She did an interview with Mika over there on her app.
At the end of the day, that's not why I'm on Instagram. So I see them, but
you see them. What do they say when they're DMing you? What kind of things do they?
Honestly, I don't really get into it because I can, you can see what they start off with, and anytime.
Tasha, but you know what I find interesting about this interview versus the one she did with Anton? Totally different energy. She was talking to Mika like, look, girl, I'm finna tell you about yourself, and I'm finna grill you, and I'm finna ask you all these questions because what you should know better. I'm thinking she's gonna give Anton the same type of energy. But we'll get to that. We've been going hard, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. For sure. Appreciate you. Please make sure to hit the like button, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All of the things. Do it for your girl.
I've ever seen something. It's not nothing that's ever business. And that's really what
girl, what they saying to you in your DMs on Instagram, it's giving fun, girl. Nobody has reached out to you other than you're pretty and they want to be nasty. I'm just being real. It is what it is.
Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business. So they get on red.
Okay, cool. And
what's your name? Goat B1 Taz. Sir, I was never that man's nothing.
Now, what y'all see here is someone came in, okay, and he asked her a question. Goat B1 Taz also has done commentary on this situation, and he's asking her a question. Wasn't you one of his women before? The reason why he's asking that is because, like I said, Jazz was one of the frequent panelists on his panel. Even though her and Anton could not get along, she was over there. So I want you to pay attention to what Jazz reveals to us.
I was somebody on a panel. Okay, let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form. Okay, like there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it.
Now, I'm going to stop it here. Y'all know we have to stop this commentary when we change things. So, Jazz does not want to be tied to Anton in any type of way. But when you go on a person's panel and you continue to show up, especially with his reputation, this is what happens to women who have been associated with Anton. And also, Jazz herself is going to say some things about the other women who was also on the panel with Anton. So, hey y'all, I see y'all coming in. Hey CC. And she's going to say some things towards those women, even though she was on the panel too. She does not want to be seen as one of his women per se, honey. You know what they say is horrors. She does not want to be seen as one of those. She doesn't want to be seen in the light that Mika is being seen in, although she was also on his panel. And that's the reason, another reason why I want to talk about this. You have to be careful with who you associate yourself with here on YouTube, whether you're a content creator or whether you're just a person that's going on panels. I feel like women in general should not be in places, and just my opinion. Okay, let me use myself. For one, I'm a content creator. I'm not going to nobody's panel. That's the first thing. For two, and there's nothing wrong with collaborating with people, right? But I do think you should be careful with who you collaborate with. And also when women go to places where they know that men have a very negative view of women, you kind of setting yourself up. Okay, so you can see clearly she does not like that Taz put in there, wasn't you one of his women, even though that's the association that Anton, makes with the women on his panel, that they are all one of his women.
That's it. Never.
Let me go back a little bit.
And I'm tired of looking at myself. Let's try this real quick.
Hold on.
Can I play that for y'all? Is that cool?
Give me a second.
Homegirl got notes. She got a pen and a pad. All right. She got receipts. She got it all.
Let me see if I can find it.
She's looking down at her notes. Listen, I ain't mad. Let us know, Keisha. What is the tea?
I'm sorry, to do an interview with her. As a content creator, the only people you want.
Hold on.
Comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell. All of the things. Do it for your girl.
I've ever seen something. It's not nothing that's ever business. And that's really what
girl, what they saying to you in your DMs on Instagram, it's giving fun, girl. Nobody has reached out to you other than you're pretty and they want to be nasty. I'm just being real. It is what it is.
Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business. So they get on red.
Okay, cool. And
what's your name? Goat B1 Taz. Sir, I was never that man's nothing. I was somebody on a panel. Okay, let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form. Okay, like there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it. That's it. Never, ever. Okay. But I'll keep it a buck. You know what? I'll keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before. He definitely DM'd me on that one day. And mind you, this was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said, for what? What's in Detroit? And he said, you know, you'll just have to trust me. It'll be fun. And I'm, nah, fun in Detroit. I ain't never heard of that. Never.
Now, why would a married man that claims he's a businessman would be inviting any woman, married or not, especially a married one like Mika is claiming to be? Why would he invite a woman to Detroit and it'll be fun, but has no business that he is inviting her for? Because according to Mika, she was there for business, right? Although she didn't tell us what business she was there for. I guess it was supposed to be for her interview, and then they went to supposedly another business trip at the game. So Jazz is revealing that he pretty much propositioned her to come to, come there too, but he had nothing for her to do except for to come there and have fun. But what kind of fun are you talking about? Because I don't need to come to another city to have fun with you when I am working for you. Because Jazz being on that panel and being a consistent panelist, that means she was working according to him. Okay. According to him, he has everybody on a contract. And according to Mika, they all are on an NDA. Well, Jazz must not have been on an NDA because she sure is shedding some light on some things. So I don't see Jazz being on no NDA. Okay. And it just goes to the fact that, was Mika really telling us the truth? Or was she telling us what she wanted to tell us? And right now, this isn't as much about Mika as it is about women being able to see past the games that's being played on them, all because they want help with growing a YouTube channel. And I would say this to any woman that wants to grow a channel. You can grow a channel by yourself on your own. But if you are going to get help, in my opinion, I'm not saying, all men can't be trusted, but you might want to try to reach out, to somebody whose reputation is not questionable, and maybe to another woman. Just my opinion.
Heard of that? Well, you'll just have to trust me. What difference does it make, right? He's talking to me. He's not giving me any. Now, if he's DMing me like this, somebody that he has gotten into it multiple times with, right? If he's DMing me with this pimp talk, because that's exactly what it sounded like. You just got to trust me. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I said, for what? What do you ask me? What do you ask me to come to Detroit to do? Right? Well, what difference does it make? You'll just have to trust me. I said, it makes all the difference. I need details. And you know what he said to me? Just let me know when you're ready. Because you'll just have to trust me. Never spoke to him about it again. And it never played out. Why? Because I'm asking too many questions. I'm not.
Now, mind you, Jazz said that he asked her this after she had been on the panel for a while. Even with her being on the panel for a while, she was like, oh, no, you're not going to play those games with me. Absolutely not. Come there for what? But when it came to Mika was just like, okay, yeah. Because, you know, you're the great and wonderful Anton. Of course I'm going to show up. Why not? All the while, she wants us to believe that she's business-minded. But you fell into a trap. Okay, girl, but let's go on.
Excited because you DMing me asking to bring me to Detroit for what, nigga? And this was like fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he worked with or are friends with, how they pussy got.
Now I'm gonna skip that part, y'all, because I want my channel to be, you know, not to be saying some things. If I can catch it, I'm gonna stop it. So what she was about to go further into was that Anton said that for the women that's on his panel, he has access to them. He has to have access to them in a intimate type of way. So what she's going to say is she absolutely was not going, especially because he put that out there. So this was put out, what he said out of his mouth before he asked Jazz, and then had a nerve to still ask her, you know, to come to see him with no plan, just we're going to have fun. Right? Nothing about that is business. So that's what she was going to say, but I wanted to cut that part off because I don't want it to show up on my video. Let me go a little bit further. Give me a second.
You can't fool me, because the way he moved, it's not professional. It's not. Flat out. But let's keep going. That was my little story I wanted to share. I got asked to get flown out too. And I was like, for why? And he was like, bitch, never mind. He was like, man, fuck it. Damn, Jazz, shit. Yeah. And best believe I was bringing my nigga. What? Yeah, make sure you give me a room. I'm gonna bring my man. Because he helped me with my business. I bet you I wouldn't have been able to come.
So you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically,
hold on, let me go back a little bit because I do want you to hear what Jazz said, because with this part I would still not have done this. Let me see something.
I have been going head to head with each other. Damn near every show. You want to talk to me? That lets me know I bring value to you. But you're not going to use me to look like one of your little honeydews, your little honey dips. Oh, no. So yeah, y'all, that's why I'm like, you can't fool me, because the way he moved.
Let me go back a little bit more.
It's not. But I don't need to put myself in the very fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he.
Hold on, y'all. I might have to play it.
I would be like, can I bring my nigga?
Okay, I gotta go back a little bit. I might have to play that part.
And you know what he said to me? Just let me know when you're ready, because you'll just have to trust me. Never spoke to him about it again. And it never played out. Why? Because I'm asking too many questions. I'm not excited because you DMing me asking to bring me to Detroit for what, nigga? And this was like fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he or are friends with, how they pussy got to be for him. My pussy ain't never. And you're not gonna parade me around like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mika, like Molly, like Q, or whatever the case.
Now, the women that she's naming is a couple of the other women who have been on his panel besides just Mika. She said, you're not going to do me like that and parade me around. And she talking about other women who have been on the panel, just like she's been on the panel. And she's indicating that, yeah, like that person, like this person, like this person. No, you're not going to do me like that. So if Jazz sees what's going on with him, the other women see it as well. It just makes me question, why would women in general go over there on that panel? Because I just don't understand. According to Mika, the other people don't have YouTube channels. So you're going over there for a chat to do what? Just so you can agree with someone who to me is doesn't have your best interest at heart as a woman, with some of the things he said out of his mouth. A lot of things he says out of his mouth.
Case may be. No. Now, if he would have DM'd me, yo, Jazz, I got a cool idea. I think we could do something. I know we look like enemies, but maybe we could collab and do something, you know, that'll help you grow in your channel.
Now, this is where I don't agree, and she has a right to feel how she feel. She said, had he come to her with a business idea and said, hey, I know we seem like enemies, but you know, maybe we could do something together and collab. It's one of those situations for me where my grandmother used to say, you stand for something or fall for anything. See, you can't talk to me with disrespect. And the way that those two used to go at it, it was total disrespect. You cannot talk to me with disrespect, sound like, you know, you got this very strong dislike for me, you know, just anger and all that. I don't care what business opportunity you will offer. I'm not going to do it. Now, Jazz does say, had she accepted an offer, she would have brought her man with her. But me, you know, personally, the men that in my life had known that I had this type of issue with him and him talking crazy like he had, they wouldn't want to be nowhere around him except probably to lay hands on him, just touch him a little bit. Y'all know what I mean. So with that particular part, again, Jazz could do what she want to do. That's her business. But I'm here to talk about the self-preservation of other women who, in my opinion, I would not do. I don't care. After the way that we would go back and forth and, you know, be talking to each other and just y'all will have to see it to see what I'm talking about. There is no way I would do any type of business with him, not even for him to grow my channel. It just would not happen. And right now, she's not on his panel anymore, and she's giving her experience. And Jazz is growing because she's giving her experience on her own without anything having to, you know, be over in a place with a man who really can't stand her. She's doing it on her own. And that's what I would have done. Now, I talked about this the last time. A lot of us have started from the beginning. Y'all know, a lot of you here, you know, I have started completely over. I had another channel that sector was very toxic. I erased that channel completely and I'm starting all over again. It wasn't hard. It wasn't easy for me because I put in 5 years of work and that channel was growing. And, you know, at the time I loved being over there. But when that sector got toxic, it was time for me to go. So I don't understand. And maybe just my feelings. I don't understand why women put themselves in situations. Why would you go to a place with your enemy? Why would you go to your enemy's camp? That makes no sense to me. And you can't talk to me crazy and disrespect me, and I'm ever going to want to do business with you. Never would I do business with you, because my concern would be, first of all, you have no respect for me and I don't have none for you. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't know what your intentions are with me. You can pretend like you a sheep, but really will be in, you know, a sheep hiding behind a wolf. It's just the appearance. And at that point, no, I don't need you to help me grow. Joyce said Anton knew she had a man. Watch Tasha K interview, blown away. Tasha K talks to the wife. I saw it, Joyce. He pays everyone on the panel $4,000 a month. Well, Mika said $2,500 to $3,500. Here's the thing. You know what they say? People say, you know, money is evil, you know, for because you love money too much. No, it says for the love of money. And all money ain't good money. So when you start going to a place that is not good for you as a woman or a man, but it's good for the men over there, it's not to a degree, right? It's not good for the women because clearly he shows how he feels about Black women. To me, I'm not compromising myself for no $4,000. Not gonna happen. The wife reader is allowing Anton to do whatever he wants to. Yeah, she is. And here's the thing, girl, what's the tea? This is not even what the wife chooses to put up with. Just like how Derek Jackson wife did, that's her choice. You choose to be married to him, that's on you, girl. Good luck to you, okay? But I'm doing these videos, not even really and I'm not doing an exposure for him or any of that because I know who he is and what he shows. What I'm doing is doing a video as almost like a behavior study kind of thing, right? About how women see the signs and I wouldn't care if this was a woman doing this, but unfortunately, a lot of this happens on YouTube and happen in real life when it comes to women dealing with men. So for me, it's an example to show and talk about how you can see all the red flags and still put yourself in a position. And most of the time when women are putting themselves in these dangerous situations, it's for free. But even if it was for money, I would not do it and I would not suggest it. And I think women should think too. Would you tell your daughter to go sit in a place for some money, knowing that a man talks the way that he talks when it comes to women? Would you recommend your daughter go and sit in a classroom? Let's say she was in high school and it was a classroom full of boys that she came to you and said, Mom, these boys are always saying all these nasty, disrespectful things about teenage girls. And they wanted me to come and sit in the classroom with them and join their discussion. Would you tell your daughters to do it? I'm just saying. No sense. And I can't watch you do crazy to other Black women because it'll be my turn next. No, thank you. Exactly, DC. And I think that's the problem with a lot of women. They think they so special that your turn ain't coming. But trust and believe, if he's done it to one, he'll do it to two. If he's done it to two, he'll do it to three. And the most important thing is the disrespect to the wife. I don't care what she allows. It's still disrespectful. It doesn't make it not be disrespectful because she puts up with it. It's still disrespectful because I guarantee you, if his wife did the same thing to him, he will be gone. He will be out the door. It will be over and done with. Anton pays very well and men on room 9. Mocha only 2 days a week. Other panels are on 3 days a week. Money ain't everything. We all grown. You should be able to make your own money. Because if you depended on Anton's money when he cut you off, then what? He kicked you off of the panel, then what? Because, oh yeah, that has happened too. Hey, I am unique. Oh, he didn't had it out with people. So then what? Nothing is guaranteed. But let's go on.
If he would have came at me like that, I would have been like, can I bring my nigga? Can I bring my man? Because if it's strictly business, it shouldn't be a problem. We could do a double date.
No, mine would have been ready to lay hands on him. The only way this would have went down was because he wanted to get next to him to put hands on him. Because I don't even see how a man that you are in a relationship with would know the disrespect, the level of disrespect that he issued out to you and not have a problem with this man. One or two things. Mine would have been like, have you lost your everlasting mind to even think about going to do business with him? And secondly, or yeah, we're gonna go out there, but you won't be doing no business. I'm gonna go out there so I can get close and personal with him. I'm just saying. And one of the things before we go, one of the things Anton does talk about is how a lot of these, ninjas are suckers. Okay. And how they ain't got no backbone. I'm just saying.
Me, you, and yo, but see, it never got that far because I didn't have stars in my eyes. Mika said as soon as he DM'd her, she was like, yeah, I'll go do the interview. Yeah. I'm asking like, what we on? What you on? Coming to Detroit for what? I heard it's so cold in the D. Fuck you want me out there for? What difference does it make? He's a pimp. Or at least a wannabe. And unfortunately, he got one with Mika. I'm not being successful in this space is definitely a goal of mine for sure. But I don't need to put myself in nefarious situations or a situation that'll make me look bad just because the person that's asking me to hang out got a bunch of followers and a bunch of subscribers because he like to talk shit.
So I agree with Jazz when she says that, but knowing Anton and how he moves, let's say she did take that, take that offer to go out. Let's say he did come to her and say, yeah, let's do some business, even though, we be talking to each other crazy. Had she taken that deal and went out there, 9 times out of 10 after it would have all happened, as soon as something else would have went down between the two of them, he would have came back and talked about how much her man is a sucker, how she was out there. He would have made it seem like more is going on than what's going on. And her man was sitting right up in his face after he had a nefarious situation going on with her. See, with people like that, you cannot trust them. I don't care if your man goes or not, because it would have been made to seem like it's something that it wasn't, it would have been something else when it comes to him, because he thrives on things like that. I'm going to tell you something that was said over too on Tasha K's app. Tasha asked him, and I don't know if I talked about this on my last video. Tasha made a comment about Mika being married. He did not want to say if Mika was married or not. So Tasha then on her own referenced her. Well, yeah, Mika's husband. And he, again, I think he said something about, I don't know if she had a husband or something like that, right? He said something again to make it seem like, again, that Mika was not married. This is what I'm talking about. So one or two things, either Mika's not. Now, according to what was revealed by Nala says, Mika is married. And if Mika's married, then he knows that. So why would you put out to the internet that she's not or is questionable? Even though you say she don't deserve what's happening to her, you keep fueling the fire. And this is why I say, when it comes to what Jazz said about, hey, he come to her in a different way, she would have taken the offer. Never would I take an offer from a person like that, okay? Because he got too many different situations. 1 minute you see him talking, and in the next 5 minutes, he's talking differently. It's like you seeing two different people at the same time. And being as though she's been around him, she knows this. Hey, Patricia. I'm glad you're here.
No. So if he's DMing me like this, I know for sure if he's DMing any of these other women, it ain't no professional nothing. It ain't business. He trying to holler. Okay? Of course, he's going to frame it that way. But the fact that you couldn't even tell me the reason why you wanted me to come to Detroit after we have been going head to head with each other, damn near every show. You want to talk to me? That lets me know I bring value to you. But you're not going to use me to look like one of your little honeydews, your little honey dips. Oh, no.
Let me tell you something. If I was Jazz, because I think Jazz has the personality to grow her channel. And, she is one of the very few women that was on that channel who would speak her mind and would not agree with everything that he said. And they would go toe to toe. Okay. They would. And so if I was Jazz and it's just me, I would be going and I would be reviewing those videos over there that he does with the panel now, because she was on the panel, disagreeing with what he was saying. Why not review his videos and then throw in other commentary? You can do other commentary on other people and give her opinion as well. I think that would be a good lane for Jazz to be in because she's going to speak her truth. You know, just like I agree with most what she said, most of what she said, but the part of doing business with him, if he had come to her a different way, I don't agree with it. But you know, we can agree to disagree. But I do think it would be good for her, especially because she knows him, because she's worked with him for a while. I think it would be great for her to take, you know, his current videos and do reactions to him. I'm just saying.
That's why I'm like, you can't fool me because the way he moved, it's not professional. It's not, flat out. But let's keep going. That was my little story I wanted to share. I got asked to get flown out too. And I was like, for why? And he was like, bitch, never mind. He was like, man, fuck it. Damn, Jazz, shit. Yeah. And best believe I was bringing my nigga. What? Yeah, make sure you give me a room. I'm gonna bring my man. Because he helped me with my business. I bet you I wouldn't have been able to come.
So you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically he leveraged his platform and gave you a following.
He definitely leveraged his platform. And he,
Again, like I just stated, and then I'm gonna let it play. She had no followers on YouTube. 1,200 is damn near no followers. You just get monetized with 1,000. You have 1,200 followers. Why would somebody reach out to you? You have no followers. You're barely monetized to do an interview with you. What would be the reason? Use the brain that God gave you. Even if you don't have no brain, why would she think that Anton reached out to her to do an interview with somebody with no followers that don't nobody know? That makes absolutely no sense. But I want y'all to listen to her try to prove to the interviewer how smart and articulate that she is, and doesn't want to believe that Anton reached out to her for any other reason other than for some reason she's something that somebody or we never saw before. Okay, we never heard of her. Man, we don't know you. But she deflects and she even lies. So let's just finish listening.
Hold on for a second, y'all. So I think this is, I'm gonna let this play a little bit more. Then I'm gonna segue into another video. I want you to take note of what Lakeisha just said. Why would he reach out to you when you only had 1,200 followers? Now, before all of this happened, I think when I looked at her page, she had like 16,000 subscribers. But I'm gonna tell you, wasn't nobody looking at her like that. She could barely get views with those 16,000 subscribers. She only started to get views when once Corey called her what he called her, okay, when she went over there with Anton and she came back and did a video in reference to what Corey said. That's when she got what I saw. That's when she got most of her views, and then she started to get a little more views, more aligned with how many subscribers she had. She also started to grow her subscriber base. And what I think happened with Mika, instead of her moving on and continuing to cover the topic she was covering, and I'm gonna pull her channel up so y'all can see what I mean, okay? Instead of her moving on, she decided to go and do a tour by going to Tasha and going to Alondo. And she does know the guy Alondo. I think that's his name, Alondo. She knows him. And I think she decided to do a YouTube tour to clear her name of her being called the side piece, right? But she did more damage than good. Had she not did those interviews, she would have been, you know, a distant memory. Nobody was talking about her anymore. She did this to herself. She did this to herself as far as them people digging into her past, pulling up old videos, and now her and old videos of her and Anton as well that shows, you know, the total opposite of what she's saying. We're going to listen to a little more what she said, and then we're going to transition into another video that's going to reveal even more.
Go to Detroit to see him for business? Yes. So me and Anton are going to be doing a full sit down.
British leveraged his platform. And he also was able to teach me how to use YouTube effectively because, you know, I tell a lot of people, Anton has pretty much mastered YouTube. So when I did go out there, I pretty much studied. I watched what he did. I watched how he, you know, how he talked to people on YouTube, how he talked to his following, his subs. And, you know, I learned.
Why did you need to see how he talked to him? You could see that firsthand by watching his video. You said you studied him, so you already saw how he talked to his subscribers. You knew this, according to you. And as far as him showing you how to use your YouTube effectively, I have, for those you don't know, I have showed and taught a lot of people YouTube on my other channel, showed them. You know what I do when I meet with them, my students that I have taught how to do YouTube, how to start a page? I meet with them over Google Meets. That's how we meet. You don't have to fly to me. Hey, Inez, you don't have to fly to me. Okay, you got businesses all over the world. You got people who are doing business with people from different countries, but you had to fly over to Detroit, where he's at in his state, be in this man's face for him to teach you how to use YouTube effectively. Girl, miss me with the lies, okay? Not miss, well, you know, everything doesn't happen in a office setting. Some things, some businesses happen, you know, on a basketball court. Some business happen here and there. And, you know, I think people are not used to it. No, what you're trying to do is feed people a bunch of mess. So you know that business can happen anywhere, on a basketball court, at a tennis court, at a restaurant, at a cafe. But somehow, some way, you don't know that this guy could have shown you how to work YouTube effectively by an online meeting, a virtual meeting. You didn't know that, though, but you wanted us to believe that you so professional. But let's go on, because child,
A lot.
Let me ask you a question. If you were ugly, have you ever thought about being ugly? Because you're not ugly.
What big plans, Joyce, did he have for Mika? I bet he did have some big plans, and I'm gonna show you what the big plans was in just a minute. But did he say what those big plans was? Yeah, I know he had some big plans. All right.
If you were ugly, do you think Anton would have leveraged this platform with you?
I really can't get into what I think Anton would have done, honestly, but you know, I'm not unaware that, you know, I'm attractive or that people find me attractive. But what I know to be true is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work. And so I'm a very hard worker. I get.
No, you're not. No, you're not. But hold on, Jazz about to say
You're
something.
not. No, you're not. I'm sorry, Mika. You're not.
No.
This wasn't serious business. This was actually very unserious. Very unserious. Do you know what I'm saying? You know?
Jazz is funny, you know. Jazz is funny. Now I'm gonna stop it right there because I want to transition to another video, because you know, Mika says she's very serious about her business and is very serious and all that. Okay, Mika, let's see what's up, because that's what you said, but that is not the truth at all. Give me just a second so I can transition over to another video. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Okay, give me a second. Now, this is House of Hypocrites. Let me take this down, okay? And he too has done his own research in this situation with them. Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me find the point. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
How about those super chats?
If I had met you, what the fuck was it? That. Let me ask you a question. If I had met you some time ago, you think we would be in a relationship? Why not?
Now, did you hear that, Joyce? Did you hear what he asked her? If I had met you some time ago, you think we would be in a relationship? So what big plans did he have for her? I always thought, make her big on YouTube. Oh, he done made her big on YouTube, all right. With all of this scandalous nonsense and rumors that's going on. She big on YouTube for sure. But not in a way that I think that she thought she was going to be. But what plans did you have for her asking her questions like this? What plans did you have? Because to ask anybody something like this automatically would make people think, what the world is going on? What is happening? Because you're married and she's married. So it automatically gives the wrong impression. And let me tell you something too, ladies. When it comes to men and the things that they do and what happens to their reputation as opposed to yours is two totally different things. The things that men do and get away with that does not affect them or barely affects them at all will do a lot of damage to you and your reputation. You can't do what men do and expect to have your reputation intact. And then that too can also go into the type of man that you attract and possibly marry or have in your life because of what's been put out there on social media. And if you go and research Mika's name on the internet, not on YouTube, on the internet, you will see all of these scandalous rumors going on about her and Anton. So now when you go and search her name, I don't know if she's done a search since. You don't have to do it on YouTube. If you go do a search right on the internet, and y'all can do a search while you watching, and you'll see what I mean. It is nothing nice being said out here on this big worldwide internet when it comes to her.
Toxic.
Why not? Because I'm toxic? Because I'm toxic.
Your love is your love.
I don't think I'm like people like with your personality type. I don't think I'm like fun enough.
No, that's not. No, that's because that's what you keep saying to me.
I guess this the type of acceptable content motherfuckers is making. See, they trying to use this word content as a shield, as if it's erasing a moral code or conduct when it comes to being motherfucking married. These motherfuckers 40. I can see if you 17 doing cheating, pranking videos. But angry men saying, but some of this shit got.
Hold on. So she's very serious, according to what she told Tasha, right? But this man is asking her, this married man is asking her if he had met her earlier, do he think they would be together? First of all, even if that's something you had in your mind, you're married. Why would you ask this woman this? And she's supposed to be married. And now she says toxic. So she knows he's toxic because she said it. And now she's over here hiding her face like a 3-year-old that's playing peekaboo. But you told Tasha you are very serious, okay, about your business. And just like Jazz said, no, you're not. Because you played into this. And now this is damaging your reputation and how people will see you on YouTube and on your channel as being very serious. And see, no matter how much we talk about this situation with Anton has built his community, and whether people want to believe it or not, they're not going nowhere. Even with the videos being viewed, he's still going to get more people over to his channel, no matter what it is that he's talking about, because he's already built a community. Where when it comes to Mika, she was just starting to build her platform and build a community, right? And now, what happens? Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think she's going to come back? Put in the chat. Put a 1 for yes, or just put a yes or no. Do you think that Mika is going to come back to YouTube after all of this? Because I don't think she's going to come back. Yes, they have been plastering the hubby photo all over YouTube. Yes. And her husband, obviously did not want to be put out there. Yeah, his photo is out there, Dr. Nina. You said you think she's coming back? No, ma'am. You don't think she's coming back? I don't think she is either, somebody's mama. Dr. Nino said, hell yeah. Okay, we'll see. She ain't came back yet, has she? If I was her husband, I'd be like, no, it's not worth it. Y'all saying, hell nah. I don't think so either. I want y'all to notice something too, because I didn't show this part. When he started asking her these questions, all of his panelists turned their avatars on except for this one young lady right here. And if you can see, Anton's asking the question and he has a hood over his head. You can't even see his face while he's talking to her. But let's go on.
Oh my God.
My personality type is to porn.
That's not what but see, you changing.
What? I answered the question.
But what about the conversations that we had previously, though?
Which one?
You just was different.
So this just content. This just good old content. Lakeisha pointed this out. She said, Mika led Anton to believe if they would have met earlier that he had a shot at sniffing that twat. Oh, my bad. But yeah, she led Anton to believe he had a shot. But haven't both of y'all been married all y'all adult lives? But it's just content. The video get worse.
What happened? What'd you say?
It was different.
Expound. What you mean?
The first time that we was in the car.
The first time that y'all what? Why would you say that the first time we hesitate and then say the first time we was in the car?
The first time we was in the car. When we first talked.
I was quiet the entire time.
But then you explained to me why you was quiet.
That's correct.
Be quiet for a different reason now.
What?
You quiet for a different reason now. We supposed to be better than this. We supposed to be better than what we are. You don't agree?
No, because I'm a great friend.
No.
I am a great friend. I am a great friend. I am a great friend.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners, and
So you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
that's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah.
No.
I am a great friend.
Sometimes.
All the time.
What happened?
You?
No, that's not true. We'll talk about it later.
Well,
Now you notice that again, another lie that's been told. She made a point to tell Orlando that they are not friends. Okay, they don't hang out, they not friends. But as you can see, again, she said she was a great friend. So there's some things that I feel like Anton has not been truthful about, but there's some things that it looks like he has told the truth about, because she said they're not friends, but of course they are. It's not at least no content. They can go viral. Hold on. What you saying, Angie? Is making content easy? Question. Is making content easy? Oh, you answer, Angie. Okay. Thank you, Angie, for asking the question. And so as you can see that Anton has talked to her, and it's been revealed that she was not telling the truth about, them being friends. Now, Anton did say that her and Rita were good friends. Rita talks to her all the time, okay, and that they were friends. So she said something totally different. And this is the reason why I said there's been too many things put out there when it comes to Mika that I don't think Mika's coming back. And if she does, she might take a little hiatus. As we can see, I haven't seen any activity on her channel. So we don't know. But there's another thing I want to show you all. You know, I love spending time with y'all. Okay. So I wanted to show you something else. Now, before I do, again, let me transition over here so I can show you this as well. Give me a second. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, here we go.
We're not talking about what y'all knew.
Now, I want to show you something, because when I tell you the contradiction and the lies is being told, it's unreal, right? Let me make this a little bigger. And I want you to take note in what Anton is saying. Can I make this bigger? Hold on. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. I want you to pay attention to what he says. And then I'm going to show you something that his wife revealed. Give me a second.
We're not talking about what y'all new standards are. What is the standard for a woman that is worthy of marriage?
Virgin.
Right. So why are we trying to remix it and re-engineer it to be something that it's not?
Nobody would get married.
Nobody. That's what I'm saying.
None of y'all are worthy of marriage. That's all we got to say.
So nobody.
We don't have to sugarcoat it. We don't have to modify it. We don't have to make it anything different than what it is. Y'all can remix it. Y'all can add value to it. You can throw it away. You can get it back. And guess what? Garbage. You can say that one man's trash is another man's treasure. This is what it comes down to. This is what it comes down to. Throw the whole culture away. Throw it all away. Start over. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the character. You don't have the purity. You don't have the spirit. You don't have the understanding that comes along with what marriage is supposed to be. Throw it away. Start all over and try to fix the people that's coming after y'all, because none of y'all are worthy of it, considering what it is that y'all communicating today.
Now, y'all heard what he had to say. Hold on. Let me stop this right here. Okay. Now, what do y'all think about that? He said nobody is worthy of marriage. The standard for marriage for women, or for, I guess, women and men, but you know, it's always on women, is that the woman has to be a virgin before she gets married. Okay. But let me show you something. Hold on. Let me transition. Let me show you something. Okay. Give me a second. Bear with me. I got to switch between these screens. Let's see. When I say hypocritical, okay, and the lies is being told and the gaslighting and just not being truthful, this doesn't just go for Mika. It also goes for him as well. Now, what you see right here is Anton's wife, Rita Monique. And this is Six the Goddess. She used to be one of his panelists and she dumped him. Okay. She got off the channel, you know, and he damn near cried, honey. He looked like he was hurt and he was in tears. And that too, I couldn't understand, because you got a whole wife, child. So I couldn't understand the hurt that he seemed to be going through when she confronted him, or should I say he came on her channel to ask her pretty much why she dumped him, why she didn't, and I shouldn't say dump in a relationship, although people said that was a rumor too about her and him. But whatever situation they had going on, you know, he was very hurt by it. But this is Anton's wife speaking, because, child, he's a hypocrite and he does not tell truth. Now, you over here telling other women that they're not worthy of marriage because they were not virgins, right? But let me let you hear this. Give me a second. Hold on.
Maybe that helped because I knew he was a hard worker, but honestly, I just feel like I think you'll just know when it's the one.
Say that because I hear that so commonly.
Yeah.
And then it starts to become a cliche, and then you're like, oh, please, that's not. But I hear married people, like, that's the common that you just know.
Yeah.
That, yeah, there isn't necessarily, you know, a certain ping that goes out. It's just a certain feeling.
Yeah.
So you were a virgin when you got married? Or you gonna get a little sample?
Now, she asked his wife, was you a virgin when you got married? This is his wife.
So you was like, hold on, let me sample right quick. So, okay, so your husband is the only man you've ever been with?
Yes.
Wow. That's why I said, y'all said us harlots and Jezebels.
Not the harlots, no.
Now, the reason why Six the Goddess is saying that is because she's referencing his talking points where he talks about, you know, how women, like he said, they don't deserve marriage, throw the whole culture away. Now, although she did marry him, she was not a virgin when they got married. She had already sampled the goods, okay? But he did not say, because these are his talking points, he did not say that if you get intimate with the man that you marry, okay, you're worthy. He said if you do that before you get married, you are not worthy. There's another thing that he talks a lot about too, is single, what they say, single baby mamas, right? That's another thing he talks about. And you know, they have a really negative view of women that are single baby mamas, and he tells the guys they shouldn't be dating and marrying them, you know, and you know, definitely don't marry them. But Rita revealed that her mother was a single mother. But let me let y'all hear some of what Rita said, okay? Rita seems to be a really nice lady. She did say that Anton was very arrogant. She said a lot of things about him, okay? And if you want to hear the interview, let me see if I can pull it and put the link in the chat. Hold on, is this the one? Give me a second. Oh yeah, I got the other one up here too with him and Six the Goddess. Give me a second. Let me pull this link. And if you're interested in seeing the entire interview, this was his wife. I think this interview was 3 years ago or something like that. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, okay? If you're interested in seeing the entire video, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna transition over to another video, and then we're gonna get out of here. Look, this is what I want to talk about. What I want to show women is stop listening to what these men tell you on the internet. A lot of times they telling you things because they telling you things for their advantage, for their benefit. I don't feel like you should go into any place and you should be trying to convince any man that you're worthy or that he should see things your way. I always say, let the men talk to the men and the women talk to the women. It has never been beneficial, from what I can see, for any woman to go into space with men and try to convince them that they should care and love you. Either they do or they don't. Women need to stop pandering and kissing down and bowing down to men. Even they see value in you or they don't. Single women with children have never, from what I've seen, had a problem with getting a man. Never. So this rhetoric that they running around with here on YouTube is nothing but lies. Nothing but a bunch of lies. Whether you have children or not, you still have value. I don't care who you are. And if a man can't see your value because you have children, then I don't think you should be trying to convince him. And I don't think you should be in a space with women who disrespect. In a space with men who disrespect women. Not even for the sake of money or for the sake of growing a YouTube channel. But let's go on. I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then I'm gonna play Six the Goddess and her Anton's, the confrontation with Anton in a sense.
I said, well, that's what I meant, because I had heard that he had mentioned that in another video, and I was like, damn. And that's why I told y'all ladies, I said, we gonna listen to that story. Now, us harlots probably cannot relate to a lot of it, but we gonna still listen.
You are crazy.
For a lot of, us harlots and Jezebels out here, but
stop saying that.
Even Rita is saying, Rita's pretty. Even Rita is saying, stop saying that. But this is how her husband talks. But she's telling her, stop saying that, right? She's laughing about it, but she's still telling her to stop saying it. But this is something that he says and that he pushes, okay? But let me come out of here, and then I'm going to transition again, and then we'll get out of here. What do y'all think about that? Do you think women don't have value because they have children? That they're not worthy of marriage because they're not virgins? Like, that is craziness. Hold on, let me see. Let me get to the point where, hold on. Give me just a second so I can get to this for y'all. So you can see his interaction when it comes to Six the Goddess. And she was on his panel and she moved on because she did not like something that he said on, I think it's Just Pearly Things video, which is a white woman. It seems like he was over there taking sides with her in reference to taking sides with Just Pearly Things against Six the Goddess. And Six the Goddess was supposed to be a friend or something. I can't say. It was rumors about her too. I can't really say what their relationship was, just like I can't say what Mika relationship was. I can tell you what it looks like, but I can't say what it is for certain, what that was. But let me let you see this. Hold on.
Let's get right into who he's referring to directly that betrayed him.
Going to do a jig. Anton, do you want to come up? Like, just come on up.
Shouts to Six the Goddess and
come on up and lie
Danica.
and say that you don't know what I'm talking about. Come up here and play dumb. Just come on.
Oh Lord.
Now watch this fool.
You hear her say, come up here and play dumb. Come on up here and lie like you don't know what I'm talking about. Because she was talking about how he went over there on that woman's channel, child, that, woman of another color went over there and said some things that she did not like, and she felt like it was about her. Again, they were supposed to have some type of friendship, relationship, or something. They were supposed to be close, and he went over there on another person's channel, and according to Six the Goddess, basically he was saying negative things about her. But you're going to see what he has to say. That's why I say somebody like this can't be trusted, and why women keep putting themselves in this situation does not make any sense to me at all. At all. If you've seen this, and like Mika, you studied him and all, then you know all of this. And now you're over there acting surprised and shocked and, oh my God, I can't. It is something about women that I don't understand, when you think that you're so special that it ain't going to happen to you. But it has happened to everybody else before you. You ain't special, okay, when it comes to these ninjas. You're not special. What he has done to her, he'll do it to you and you and you and you. But let's go on.
To make some space in here.
Now, this fool is about to come on these beautiful Black sisters show and have no accountability and be the girl he actually is, Antoinette.
Y'all get ready for Anton to say that he's appalled and to make himself the victim and make it about him and say that he doesn't know what I'm talking about and that he wasn't talking about me. Come on, Anton, come on up. The space is.
Now, let me say this before she gets started. You know why Six the Goddess already know what he's going to do before he come up and do it, and he going to do exactly what she said, is because she knew who she was dealing with. This is what I mean. She knew who he was dealing with because she was on his panel. She saw what he did to other people. She witnessed what he did. She knew who she was dealing with, but now it is happening to her. And now she's saying, calling him out because she knows him. She knows what she's dealing with. But when it wasn't happening to you, you were over there with him. So you could see all the red flags for everybody else until the boomerang came around and hit you. It's only a matter of time when you put yourself in spaces like this. It's only a matter of time before it's your turn. But let's go on.
Is open. Go ahead, Anton.
Big dummy. Why do you do that? Like, why do you create the narrative before we even had a conversation?
I don't.
Right off the bat, you see how he's like a defensive female. He's a defensive female. Want to be looking like James Harden, milk dud head having female. Behaves like a female.
I need to have a conversation with you, Anton, because you lie.
What did I lie about?
I don't want to go back and forth with you. You always say you never saw the video. You always say you never saw the video. You always say you don't know what someone is talking about.
What did I lie about specifically?
What did you come on here to say, Anton?
I came to say that this is some fake shit, Six, because you know you got my number in real life.
What
and anytime, well, if you're gonna let me speak, let me speak. Anytime that anybody has ever had a question, you know we didn't always reached out to each other.
Oh, I see where this is going. He's about to sound like a scorned man. Like I'm going to assume he's about to try to hold this female accountable for not reaching out to him before putting him on blast. Let's see if that's what happens.
I even when motherfuckers that I was rocking with, that I was paying, that I was having conversations with, when they was coming against you, I never turned on you. And no, hold on. You know this. You know this because we had real conversations in person. You sat in my crib and we had these conversations. You know I defended you. You know I.
Now let me stop this right here. He wanted Six the Goddess to reach out to him, have a conversation with him, and all that, and then turn on him. Well, when Mika got that response from Corey, I didn't see Anton come out and say, yeah, what Corey said about Mika ain't true. I wish y'all stop saying that. Don't talk about her like that. I didn't see him come on his platform and say that in defense of Mika. I hope he do got something cooking. They're going to cover it. I didn't see him come out on his platform in Mika's defense. He went on his platform and said how gorgeous she looked, which added to the rumors that was already going around about her. One of the reasons why she said that her final decision in leaving was she reached out to him and pretty much he was like, well, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Right? And she felt like she wasn't covered by him, which I don't understand why you think you're supposed to be covered by somebody else's husband. Okay. But nonetheless, she felt like she was not covered by him because she trusted him as her friend. But here he is when he was telling Six the Goddess that she turned on him and all these kind of things. Child, when I tell you, because Mika didn't even, she made her comment about how she felt like she wasn't covered. And pretty much from what he said to her, she really felt like he didn't care, which he didn't. But then you go on Tasha's platform and say she don't deserve what's happening and the way that people pretty much are dragging her through the mud. But then you in turn turn around and say other things in reference to Mika to make it seem like she's the liar that everybody thinks that she is. But let's go on.
Never mentioned your name one time. We didn't always disagree on almost everything that we stood on. Me and you had a conversation about how much we disagreed in my motherfucking kitchen. And I told you specifically, I said, yo, if you ever got a problem with me, if you ever have any disagreement with me, all you got to do is hit me personally, and I will tell you to your face whether or not I got a disagreement with you.
Let's pause right there. Listen, homie. This woman, she's a grown woman. She don't have to hit you for anything. This is definitely not your woman. This is not your wife. Right? This is not your significant other. This woman does not have to hit you for shit. This guy, he's been, ever since he started to get his little come up, outside of the finance that he was doing, that's what people really cling to, Antoinette, was when he was doing the finance talk, where he actually had some legs to stand on. But then he went off that, and then he started to do this buffoonery. And now he finds himself at this place.
And then the next thing you know, I look up and I see my name in your mouth publicly. And it's like, wait a minute. How is my name in her mouth publicly when specifically me and you agreed that if we ever had a problem with each other, we would call each other directly? I don't understand. Like how you...
Yo, peep how she's not even responding. It was like at least a 5-second pause. I know she's busy because she's a good moderator herself, so she'll be holding it down. But I know that she's listening to him, but she's just letting him rock.
Don't say one thing publicly and then move differently privately when me and you personally had a conversation and we agreed how we was gonna move when it came to each other. I never...
He said, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back a little bit. Let's bring that back a little bit. Let's bring that
kitchen. And I told you specifically, I said, yo, if you ever got a problem with me, if you ever have any disagreement with me, all you got to do is hit me personally, and I will tell you to your face whether or not I got a disagreement with you.
This is gonna sound like her dad. She has to check in. Oh man, this guy looks real bad. This is simp behavior right here. Because you can see, Six, she's beautiful. So I'm pretty sure if she was around his presence, he was probably digging her more than he was probably digging his own wife.
And then the next thing you know, I look up and I see my name in your mouth publicly. And it's like, wait a minute. How is my name in her mouth publicly when specifically me and you agreed that if we ever had a problem with each other, we would call each other directly?
She don't owe you a phone call.
I don't understand. Like, how you gonna say one thing publicly and then move differently privately when me and you personally had a conversation and we agreed how we was gonna move when it came to each other? I never talked smut on your name. I never said nothing negative to you. I defended you against the very people that had their name in your mouth when it was against my own best interests. I held you down. I always held you down. And even when I thought that
you held her down, Antoinette, you held her down. I think she was holding her own self down. Now, I mean, if she was fucking with you at some point on some business shit, and you showed professionalism towards her, okay, that's commendable. But typically, people that do stuff like that don't behave the way you're behaving. So I think that you was actually digging this female Six, the goddess, more than just business. And now that she ghosts you, you all tight about it. Let's continue to talk about it, Antoinette.
You had a problem. You said you had a problem with one of my homeboys, and I specifically called you when I said, yo, that ain't even the case. I remember specifically when you told me, yo, I unfollowed you because you was aligned with this person that I thought I had beef with. And I said, that ain't got nothing to do with me and you. I got a direct line to you. I hit you up if I need you. I hit you up if I have a disagreement with you. You ain't never got to worry about nothing, regardless of whether or not me and you disagree on this issue or that issue. And you told me to my face, Anton, I know you disagree with me when it comes to this whole black issue.
Child, I will say this. This is funny because she's not saying nothing, and he is unloading all of his feelings. But women are the emotional ones. Well, it looks like some of you guys are emotional too, because this, with her ignoring him and not saying anything, he's just talking and talking and talking and talking. Six is funny, honey. Those emotions are running. Wow. Girl with the T says, Dr. Nino, Anton said he got something cooking for Mika. Let's go on. This is something, boy. He is really in his feelings.
Or FBA or whatever, but I understand you move differently because your actions show that you actually support black people. You married a black woman. You got a black daughter. You showed me love. I flew you first class to Detroit. I put you in the best suite. I had you in my kitchen. We talked directly, face to face. You kicked it with my wife. You text back and forth with my wife. And
Oh man, this is a typical simp. They will always raise how much they do for you, when if they really genuine, they just do it for you out of love. They don't ever throw it in your face. But hey, this is Antoinette, girl like me.
Look, I look up, unfollow me on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, what the fuck?
On Farsi, this guy has over 100 and something thousand followers. So, typically I'm assuming he's always online doing work. He's putting in work, whether it's bullshit work or positive work, but he's putting in work. For him to actually notice that this chick is unfollowed him on social media, again, I think this guy was like really up her ass to the point where he was like really feeling her more than his wife. And when she ghosted him, he became this girl, Antoinette.
Happened. I thought we had a direct connection, and we didn't let none of this online bullshit get in between us. If I have a problem with you, I'll call you directly. If you got a problem with me, you call me directly. I ain't never put your name in my mouth, ever, never in a negative way. And you know this, you know it to be true. So what's happening? Like, why would you do that if you know me and you didn't have this conversation personally?
Big dummy. Are you finished now? Can I talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is wrong with me saying that due to your stance on Pearly, okay, which you are entitled to have, you a grown man. What is wrong with me saying due to your stance on Pearly, I just don't want to deal with you anymore? Why would I have to call you and say anything for what? You made it clear how you feel and I just don't want to deal with you no more.
And that's cool, but we agreed that we would say that directly and we wouldn't do that publicly.
There she is. She about to clown him. Yeah, she don't have to do anything directly with you. at all. She don't owe you a phone call. She don't owe you a text message. She don't owe you a meal. She don't owe you a date. She don't owe you an email. Just go lay down somewhere in the corner, crusty man. Just lay down in the corner. It's okay.
What? I'm supposed to go to
Because that's what we agreed to.
No, I didn't agree to that. You agreed to that. You said, hey, you could just come to me. And I was like, okay, I never said, oh, Anton, if we ever fall out, I'm going to come to you. There's no reason to come to you. You're a grown-ass man. I can't tell you what to do.
Now, let me stop right there for a minute, because I noticed that when he was talking about something else that she didn't like, or something with a friend of his or something, he basically did say to her, respond to her similar to what Mika said, right? If that's how she feel, then okay, that's how she feel. So I agree with the person that's doing the commentary on this. She doesn't owe it to you to come to you. But it seems like when some of these people have come to him, he does take the stance like, I'm sorry, that's how you feel, that's how you feel, but that ain't got nothing to do with him. So it's one of those things, it seems like you can dish out certain things, but then when it's dished back out to you, you don't seem to like it. And again, nobody owes an explanation, or to reach out if it's not your spouse. Mika did say she reached out and she was told pretty much that, I'm sorry you feel that way. If that's how you feel, I'm sorry, that's how you feel. Which is like dismissing her feelings. And then you still follow it up with some of the things that you have said that makes it seem like, that she is the side. But let's go on.
Did she, no. Did she not say this directly in our?
Oh, he's actually involving his wife. Did he just say, Rita Applebum, you got to put me on? He just asked his wife. Oh, that's a real lame move. Leave your wife out of this. Leave her out of it. This is a cat fight between you and Six the Goddess. And it's shocking that you even happen to get into a cat fight with a woman, Antoinette.
Kitchen in our crib.
Anton, let me ask you this.
That's crazy.
Who was this video about?
Uh-oh.
You can't handle the truth.
Because I find it very interesting.
It was no. It was specifically you want to know directly? I'll name names.
No. Because I find it very interesting that 24 hours before you made this video, I did a video about how white people need to keep black people issues out their mouth. The next day you made this video. Who was this about?
Specifically, it was about Courtney. And the reason that I went into detail about it, because I said that specifically it was women that was working behind the scenes, trying to destroy us, and had different people working. And it was more than just Courtney, but it wasn't just Courtney by herself, but it was people behind the scenes when we had got into it, because when she left the Peace Network the first time, she was working with my enemies.
All right. This is where he starts becoming the manipulative man that he normally is. That's what he's known for. He's a master manipulator. He's good with wordplay. This guy's the wordplay master. Not going to knock him with that. And a lot of times he uses that to his advantage, to take either control of other people or to take control of the environment that he could never control to begin with. So he uses his manipulative ways to come across not just only to be intellectual and intelligent with it, but also to cause problems for others, to make a long story short.
It was about a lot of different women, but it specifically, it wasn't about you, and it was not about Crimson Cure. I have never watched any of your streams about this whole Pearly thing.
Okay. So
he lied.
We're willing to throw another black woman under the bus to put Pearly above and to take up for Pearly. Oh. And if this video was not about me, then why did you say this towards the end?
Don't be getting it. Of my very, very thankful. Stop being envious. Stop always looking to criticize, but instead look to add value and get your ass to work and push. When everybody else is grinding, you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs talking about I'm on vacation, I'm not shooting no content.
Now,
that's about B. Taylor. B. Taylor, specifically.
That's very interesting because I have you in a DM conversation with me saying, why haven't you been streaming? And I said, oh, because I just got back in town. I spent this week with my dad. I'm back on it.
How long ago was that DM, Six?
It was only a few months before that.
So what the hell is you talking about? I just had a conversation in the stream with B. Taylor, and I told B. Taylor, get your ass off your ass, stop taking vacations, and start streaming.
No.
And it's literally on the internet right now.
Do I need to rewind your words? You specifically said, stop talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation.
He's capping.
Months ago.
This guy's capping. Because he's capping, he gets the
Big dummy.
Oh.
And you specifically said, keep on talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation.
Months ago. And then I just talked to B. Taylor and we did a live stream together.
So you're saying
I
that
told
if
her,
contact B. Taylor, B. Taylor will say that she had a conversation with you where she said that she's not posting because she's on vacation.
let's call her. I'll pull her up right now.
I don't need you to call. I need you to answer the question. So she's
Literally, it was about B. Taylor that I was talking.
He's dodging the question. She asked him a specific question. She said that she was going on vacation, go handle some personal business. And then within moments after that, he goes and drops his video, but he's pretending that it's about somebody else. And the chick, you know, she feels that in genuine heart that he's talking about her. And she has every reason to believe that. Six has every reason to believe that. And if she feels like she wants to ghost the clown, she can ghost the clown. But you don't just keep like being salty because a beautiful black woman ghosts you. This is what happens with guys like this, who a lot of the times they're not really around beautiful women, right? They really not. They never really got beautiful women. If they were around beautiful women, it was probably in the workforce, in church, somewhere along those lines, but not like girlfriend, boyfriend, or I'm interested in you type. I mean, look at him. He looks like a clown, straight up clown.
About with regard to
specifically asking you. What I'm specifically asking you.
That's what it's people in the chat that was in the live stream. They will tell you that it's true.
No. I'm not saying that you told B. Taylor you on vacation. No, I'm saying that B. Taylor, because in your video, your word said, keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation. So you're saying that you had a conversation with B. Taylor and she said, I'm not posting because I'm on vacation.
No, she didn't say I'm not posting because
okay,
I'm
so
on
then
vacation.
who were you talking about?
This video was not about you specifically.
Why are you not answering my question? Who were you talking about when you said keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation? Who were you
B. Taylor specifically.
But B. Taylor did not say that. What you said was very specific.
She didn't say those specific words. No, she didn't say those. Hold on. The fact of the matter is,
she got him jammed up. Now he wants to change the subject. Peep it.
The first time that I collabed with you, and you brought me on your channel, and you were like, "Hey, sis, welcome. You dope. You super dope. I read your book." Then later on the stream, you were like, "Yeah." I mean, I didn't read your book, but like you're a smooth talker, Anton. I know.
Hold on, I want to read what Angie said because I agree. Angie says, I'm confused. He said to Corey Holcomb that white women were the problem and allows Pearly on his panel because he didn't mean that. That's why, Angie. Corey was pressing him out about how he does not talk about white folks. And then he said white women, but he did not say anything about white men. He didn't mean that because then you go on Pearly's channel, like, and this is way before, this situation to have happened with Corey. So this is the reason why Six is not over there anymore. But you had already, been over on that woman's channel. Okay, same white women you claim you got a problem with on her channel, going against black women. This is the reason why Six left the platform. But this goes to what I said though. They all knew who he was and who he is, but yet the women keep going over there. He is being whoever he is at that moment, because to me, he turns into different people. Okay, I see different personalities when it comes to him. I just think after you fake and pretend for so long, you forget what you've been faking and pretending about and what you've been saying, because the truth don't change, but a lie does. And if your truth turns into another truth, somewhere in there, one of those things or both are a lie. And I think after a while, you say so many things, you can't keep up with them because you done told too many lies, in my opinion. And so again, this had to happen to her in order for her to leave. So it goes back to what I've said. A lot of these women that choose to go on his platform, they know who they're dealing with. The reason why they go on the platform is because they know who he is. They know how big that platform is, and they have watched him, and they know who they're dealing with. And my point in all this is, and the reason why I wanted to show Six, because I wanted to show you how Six knew exactly who he was. Before he came on her panel, up on her channel, she already called out what he was going to do, right? And that's exactly what he's doing. But you knew who you was dealing with, and so do these other women. So why go to a space and then you are upset because he does to you what he does? He's being true to who he has been on this platform. But the women keep putting themselves in a situation. That's like you going into a man's house that you know do certain things when it comes to women, but then you go over there and go in his house and be thinking, oh, well, you know, he really not like that. I've never seen that side of him. And then when it happens to you, you like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that to me. Well, that's because you thought you were special. And when you deal with people who tend to do certain things to people, I mean, you're not special. It just ain't your turn yet. And you will be very lucky if the same thing is not happening to you. You're welcome, Angie. But let's go on, because I wanted to show this because I want other women to see. Normally, situations like this does not end well for the women that choose to be in this type of environment. But y'all, you know, not here on my panel, but for some women, keep on putting yourself in these situations and you're going to keep on getting what you're getting.
Oh, see, she called it right there, and he laughed. See, she called him on it. I told you this guy's a master manipulator. She called him on it. She said, "You're a smooth talker. He's good with talking, and he knows how to like put people up against each other, right? To cause chaos, and that's what's actually selling him good on YouTube. Is that nonsense?"
Convinced me that you collab with Nathan because you hadn't saw the 7-hour live stream, but you know, I knew you did. So I already see the way you move. I don't need to come to you and say, Anton, oh, you know, I just want to let you know that you're over here degrading Black women to defend Pearl. And I don't agree with it. So I'm not going to be your friend no more. I don't need to do that. I'm allowed to say, hey, I
good for you, Six. So you go on the platform with the other women with Pearly, and then 6 words degrade Black women, and you come from a Black woman. So good for her that she eventually said, you know what, enough is enough. Although it had to take, it seemed like to me, for him to do to you what he does. And then Mika comes on and talk about how she studied him. And let me tell y'all something too. Mika had reached out to O'Shea. I think he said, I thought it was to be on his platform, but he said in reference to someone else, another content creator, right? 3 years ago. So that means Mika been seeing all this stuff that has been going on. Let me see when this video was created. Give me a second. This video was created around 3 years ago, right? She says she's been studying him. And so I'm sure Mika has seen a whole lot. I know she's seen how he operates over there and his behavior over there before she went on there. So again, Mika knew what she was dealing with. She just thought she was special. What's the saying? When a person show you who they are, what are we supposed to do, ladies? Believe them.
I see the way he moving. I don't think it's healthy. I'm not rocking with it. I'm just gonna fall back. The only reason why I brought your name up in this stream is because somebody super chatted and specifically asked. Other than that, people was walking around saying, damn, how come Six ain't talking about Anton? I had no desire to say nothing about you. So I don't know why you up here trying to check me like I owed you a phone call to tell you I don't fuck with you, and I don't.
No, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure that we was on the same page.
Lord, Sixten, hold on. I gotta take that back because Sixten lit into him, okay, and said that's okay. You want to make sure y'all on the same page. How did you not see that y'all were on the same page with her not fooling with you? But let's go back because I want to hear that again. See, he's not used to women giving it to him like this, being upright, standing on their square about their business. And no matter what you say out your mouth, I don't give a. But let's hear that again.
I'm saying, damn, how come Six ain't talking about Anton? I had no desire to say nothing about you. So I don't know why you up here trying to check me like I owed you a phone call to tell you I don't fuck with you, and I don't.
No, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure that we was on the same page.
Listen, you ain't on no same page. You wasn't even on that page. She just turned the page on you right in front of your face. Bozo.
All right, cool. Y'all have a good one.
Have a great life.
No, you have a good one.
You big
You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, guys like this, it's just comical. It's very comical how they behave. And when they get called out on their behaviors, they start to turn into females, as you can see here with Antoinette. I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comment section below. Definitely drop your comment. I'll
Y'all hit that like button, please.
respond, or somebody from the team will respond. But they've been on this helmet for like the last week or so, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon because people are starting to see Antoinette for exactly who he is, a straight bozo.
All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me see let me see his channel name, Real Vision TV. I don't know if he's still on YouTube, but this is who this person's name is, whose video we were just watching. I just wanted to come on here and show you all, share with you, and just talk about the behavior of, a YouTuber. And it's not just about him. It's about when you recognize patterns in people's behavior, whether it's somebody on YouTube or off of YouTube. I always say have self-preservation for yourself, and be careful who you align yourself with, because sometimes your alignment could be to your detriment. Again, this is going to affect Mika more than it will ever affect Anton. He's not going to lose his channel because of it. Yes, look like he's getting less views on that panel, but Anton has like 2 or 3 other channels. And from what I could see on one of the channels, at least, he's still doing great on that channel. But Mika, it looks like her YouTube career is going to be over before it even gets started. And if she comes back to the platform, she now has a reputation of being aside. That's not good. That's why I say I don't see her coming back. I don't know if her husband, would even agree with wanting her to come back, because so many things have been exposed when it comes to, her relationship with Anton. I'm gonna drop the link in case y'all want to come up and, if you want to say something, you don't have to be on camera. If you don't, I don't show you anyway, because this thumbnail will be up here, okay? But I'm gonna drop the link, so if you want to come up and say something, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're gonna get out of here. I'm working on other commentary to come on. We will be coming on at 8:30, and I'm going to be covering other things. I'm not going to make my whole channel about Anton, but I did want to come and talk about the situation, because I do think it's very dangerous for women, and it's not in their best interest to go and put yourself in a position in an environment with a person that operates the way that he does. You can clearly see who you're dealing with. And so, yes, he has some responsibility in how the women are seen, but the women also have some responsibility in how they are seen. You have to look out for yourself and advocate for yourself. And when you choose to go in a place that's not beneficial for you, then you put yourself in harm's way. And Mika has been not harmed physically, but emotionally. I'm sure she's not used to, people running around saying she's a side. Again, let me show y'all something too. Okay, let me show you this because I want to show you. Hold on, I'm gonna take this down. Give me a second. And let me remove this. Because I like to share, and I was talking about the search, right? Give me a second. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay, let me share my screen with you. Because remember, I was talking about just a little research. Remember how I was talking about Mika and how now that all of this has happened, let me go to Google. Give me just a second. Okay, because Google seemed to do a better search. So what I want to show you is when I go and search her name, then imagine her husband searching her name and trying to find out what's out there. Okay. And searching her name. And I know this was not happening before this situation. Look what pops up in here. Let me see. Can I make this bigger? I want you to see. This is not good for this woman, right? Okay. Mika breaks her silence, and this is the person she's going to break her silence. Mika, influencer, embarrassed. Let's click on here.
What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Salute.
Mika, influencer, embarrassed Anton Daniels and exposed. She never let him smash after rumors, right? I'm just showing you some of the titles. Alleged mistress Mika breaks her, I think it's breaks her silence. Here's some more down here. Alleged mistress Mika breaks her silence after Anton Daniels and Corey. Tasha K exclusive. Again, it talks about Mika. Anton brags about being a better Christian than you. You see, when you see her name is connected to Anton. If you start typing in there, the search engine will start to add his name to it. You have all these. Mika busted herself about Anton Daniels is horrible. Anton Daniels forced Mika's husband hand with this. All of these negative things is being said that's associated with her now because of her association with Anton. The person that she said that she trusted, she thought he was going to advocate for her, even though girl was a teammate, an excellent point. Why would you think somebody going to advocate for you that's not your friend? The reason why she thought that was because they were friends, even though she was telling us a different story, because she herself said on his panel that she was a very good friend to him, even though she came and told that lie over there with her friend, Alonzo. What's his name? Alondo. Alondo was friends of her and her husband. And more so hit her husband because he said, your husband is my boy. So she told him a totally different lie, right? And according to her, she did the research on Anton before she went on his show, and you still went there anyway. So when she looks herself up, or anybody associated with her looks her up, they're going to see Anton's name associated with her, and it is not anything favorable. So me personally, if that was me, I would not come back to this platform. So people can continue to make videos, so people can continue to say negative things. I would go ahead and fade in the background and go pursue my career and what I was doing before I came to YouTube. Maybe delete the channel and start all over again. Maybe create a whole nother channel. Maybe give it some time if you're going to come back. But because of this, I don't think she's going to come back. because all of this is just heating up. I would say, in my guess, this is going to go on for a few more weeks. And according to one of the people in here, said Anton is cooking something up. He got something, what was the words? Anton got something going on. Hold on, let me find it. What you say, Dr. Nino? Anton had something going on, cooking up something or working on something. Well, depending on what that is, will determine what happens next, because these content creators, they are not letting up. They are not letting up. Every day, it's like watching a movie that's been extended. It's like part 1, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is something else. One thing I will say about Anton and Mika, they lit these YouTube streets up. They did. But for me, I like to talk about it as a lesson, that we all can learn from. And men too. Who you associate yourself with is very important, especially when you're a willing participant and you can clearly see who that person is that you choose to connect yourself to. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk about it a little bit tonight. Plus, I love being on here with y'all, okay? And I am working on some other content. Depends on what's going on. Maybe I'll come back and talk some more about it because it's a lot. That's all I can say. It's a lot. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, okay? This is my channel, my second channel. I'm trying to grow this channel, my other channel, for those of you who have always supported me on my previous channel, which was a lot bigger. Thank you for supporting me there. Thank you for following me over here or finding me over here and supporting me here. I really appreciate you all. And I will be back on another video soon. Bye, family.
I should've known better, be shy. I should've